Welcome to Pristis. Today we are going to unbox the Nuna Zaaz Highchair. Really quickly before we get into it, I do have to tell you, I am really picky when it comes to high chairs, having had 4 children. My most recent child, I finally had the income to purchase an $800 high chair, which was the Bloom high chair, and I highly regretted it. Said several F-bombs while assembling it, so I am incredibly picky. And then we actually gave that one away. I mean, it worked okay, but we opted for a cheaper Walmart high chair, which then I changed out the problems with the Bloom with legs that went out so far that who goes by the high chair trips on it. Now, obviously, you see the Nuna Zaaz Highchair behind me after I've opened it, but let's go back, rewind, and I will show you my first impressions while opening it. So let's get to it. But first, if you don't mind liking this video, it helps me out more than you know. And also, the Nuna Zaaz Highchair is available in my shop at pristis.com. Now on with the show. All right, here you can see the Nuna Zaaz box. This is how it originally comes. I always love Nuna's packaging, always very well packaged. I love the handles on the side. I love the slogans on the side, join the table and enjoy. This particular one is the carbon and white edition. There is also the pewter and black looking high chair. It comes in 2 colors. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. Nuna always has easy strips to unpackage your product. I love that. Just pull it. I'm always so excited to see the design inside because Nuna always has a pattern inside the box. Oh, this one's super cute, dots and stripes. They really go all out with their packaging to make sure it's such a luxury experience, and this one is no different. And there is the top of the box. Here is a close-up before we unveil what is inside. All right, let's take off the top. I'm always nervous that there's going to be 3,000 pieces on the inside, but upon first impression, it looks like there's just one big piece. But as I pull stuff out, I see it's a couple different pieces, but I'm not sure how many. So seeing that the Nuna product is made in steel, I'm really scared that it's going to be really heavy because the Nuna Leaf, when I unboxed that, it was really heavy. But I was pleasantly surprised that while it was made of steel, it was heavy, but not so heavy, not so hard to get out of the box, thank goodness. And I realized while unboxing, okay, there are 3 pieces. And of course, at this time, I can tell you, I've never seen this before this unboxing video. I've never seen this product ever. All right, so let's unwrap the 3 pieces. We just have to take everything out of the plastic. Now, this is very different than the unboxing experience that I had from the Bloom high chair, which was such an interesting experience in and of itself. I purchased the Bloom high chair for around $800 from a major department store, and when it came, I thought it had missing pieces. So I contacted the main shop that I purchased it from, which was a major department store, and the major department store said, oh, you have to contact Bloom for that. We no longer sell their product. So I contacted Bloom, and Bloom told me they had a falling out with this major department store because this major department store didn't make clear that this $800 high chair had a separate purchase that was required, which was the top cover, like the padding in the seat. So you had the main product for $800, but you had to spend an additional $200 for the seat padding for your child. I was like, oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. But whatever, I went ahead and from Bloom, I purchased the pretty seat cover that I wanted. I wanted gold, and the high chair itself was white, so it was really, really pretty. The whole thing looked like a spaceship. It was designed by 4 dads. I really loved everything about it and their story until I had to put it together, and I was swearing, and the baby hated it, and it was not user intuitive at all. There weren't even really instructions to go with it, so I didn't know exactly how to put it together. There was just this chart that showed the different pieces and at what month to use the different pieces, but it didn't tell how to put the different pieces together. I just was not a fan of it. All right, so my first impression of this seat here was, oh my goodness, thank goodness the padding is included with the $299 price. This already I could tell was way worth the value, way more than the Bloom high chair for $800. It comes with a registration card. Make sure you fill that out and send it in case there's a recall. And then this is some beautiful marketing material that comes with the chair so that you can see the design features. This is a child's chair to a preteen chair, which I love because she can grow up with this chair. Easy to clean, dishwasher safe, thoughtful design. It has compact design, and one of the things that I noticed right away is that the legs don't kick out. You look at that table, the legs don't like kick out from under the high chair, so nobody's going to be tripping on it as they pass by like this other high chair that I had. I know I'm like trashing Bloom, but I have nothing to do with them. I just purchased their product and absolutely hated it. But listen, in addition to all of that, Bloom doesn't just have one tray like this. Bloom has 2 trays. So you have to figure out how to put the first tray on and then the second tray over the first tray. It's absolutely ridiculous. Who wants 2 trays to deal with? So I was quite grateful, and for the first impression of this tray being it's small and manageable and it's not complicated. I almost felt like Bloom was trying to be extra complicated so that they could justify the $800 price tag. Nobody wants that. Bloom, we want stuff that's well built, that isn't complicated. All right, and here's where I discover that, oh yes, there is a user manual. Even though there's 3 pieces, I was surprised. Wow, 3 pieces needs a user manual, but there you go. So when seeing this user manual, I was like, okay, is this really complicated to put together, or is it really, really easy? And the instructions actually looked really, really easy. Only 5 steps. Are you kidding me? 5 steps to put it together? Yes! And everything is quite extensively explained with seat height and everything. Oh, Bloom didn't have anything like this. And it explains the seat cushion and the maintenance and all of that. And then I'm not exactly sure what these things are for, but they are in there and they look cool. Okay, so it's time to try to put this together. This is my first time trying this. I have no idea what's about to happen as I'm putting it together, and I'm a little bit nervous as I have experienced this awfully before. But according to the manual, there's this release button in the back that I'm supposed to use to put it on the legs. So here we go. I'm a little bit nervous about it, and I'm trying to look at the bottom of it to see, okay, where does it align? And it's pretty self-explanatory on where it aligns, and you just pull it out. Here's a close-up so you can kind of see. This is how you can adjust the height and everything, and you just kind of push it down and keep figuring it out. I was a little bit nervous at first. It did get a little stuck, but then it just slid right down, and then I clicked the bottom in the base. It was really easy to put together. The design is absolutely beautiful. My first impressions is, oh my goodness, Nuna does it again. I love all of Nuna's products because it's very simple but very well put together. And they're not kidding when they say thoughtfully designed, because I could instantly tell that they thought of mom and baby when they designed this thing. Okay, so now it's time to put on the tray, and I was really nervous about this. Some trays are so hard to put on, or they physically hurt to put on or off, and this didn't look so easy to do. I said to kind of put it in the back and then click it in the front. You could tell I struggled with it a little bit. I couldn't exactly figure out, okay, how do I do it? Where do I do it? Took me a minute of struggling to figure out, okay, I'm not sure how to do this. I was very confused for a few minutes on how to do it. And then suddenly I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get how it snaps in now. So it takes a minute at first, but then once you figure it out, you have it figured out forever. And you can see the side here where it clicks in. So it's super, super simple. It doesn't hurt to unsnap it at all like a lot of other high chairs. And you can see it just snaps in. Super simple and awesome. And the tray is just beautiful. Nuna has their classic seat belt inside that clicks, and this is like a 2-pronged seat belt where one fits into the other before you snap it on. It takes a second to know how to do that, but once you have it figured out, you know how to do it. Sometimes you try to put it in with the one going through is upside down, and you're like, why won't it work? But having dealt with Nuna products before, I knew how to do it. And the seatbelt is really, really sturdy, but really soft and really comfortable for baby. The tray is totally luxe. I love that it's so simple. You don't need anything complicated, and it's just super, super beautiful. I think my favorite part, though, is the padding. The padding is so washer friendly. I know I could throw this in the dishwasher, but I've never seen a high chair with this thick of padding. And of course, my absolute favorite feature are the legs. Totally made of steel, easy to clean, and makes a total Nuna U shape so that nobody trips over them. And then the final thing that I wanted to test is its durability with rocking. Sometimes babies will kick or siblings come along and bump the chair, and the chair is really heavy and sturdy, but it's not too heavy to pick up and move. I really struggled with that with the Bloom chair. I almost had to like roll it on the ground in order to move it from place to place if I wanted my baby to be mobile. Not like I would move my baby in the chair, but I would take my baby out and the chair would still be really, really heavy and difficult to move. This one is light enough to move, but super sturdy in that it won't just kick over if the baby kicks the table and uses the baby's weight. Sometimes the babies will kick the table and kick the high chair back. There's no danger in this with that situation. It's sturdy enough and bottom heavy enough that that shouldn't be a problem. Overall, I absolutely love the Nuna Zaaz, and I will be replacing our current high chair with it. It's absolutely beautiful and the luxe experience, but not for the exorbitant Bloom price. 100%, you can find it at our shop, pristis.com. And don't forget to like this video. It helps me do more unboxing videos for you. And I'll see you guys next week.